Joining me now is Kerry Bowman, a bioethicist. Kerry, thank you very much for joining us today.
Happy to do so.
The theme this year is centering on plastics pollution. Just how bad is it on Earth right now for us?
It's unbelievably bad. There's tonnages and tonnages of both marine and land-based plastic pollution. It's everywhere. And look, this is not something that's an eyesore. This is very serious for human health and well-being. It also elevates, climate change, and very destructive for marine life and human life. You're talking about 16,000 different chemicals in there. We don't always know exactly how much harm they do to the human body, but they do considerable damage. There's growing amounts of evidence of the health harms that are done. And we're finding plastic in the Arctic. We're finding plastic in newborn babies and umbilical cords and everywhere. And so when I say that, I, of course, am referring to micro and nanoplastics as well, right? Not
Hmm.
entire pieces. But, and as many people listening will probably know, it breaks down over an incredibly long period of time, but it never totally goes away because the microplastic tends to stay.
Let's talk a little bit about this conference that's coming up this week. They have some ambitious goals over the next few decades.
They have very ambitious goals, and I hope they're not defeated. What I'd really like to see, and I commend Canada for at least pushing this forward, is what tends to happen with these conferences is the industries, the chemical industries and fossil based fuels weigh so heavily with lobbyists that it really skews things. And I wish, if they have a conflict of interest position on this, I'd love to see it. I haven't seen it, because they can often really derail a lot of this, because from a market point of view, I mean, this stuff is worth a lot. And look, plastic is everywhere. We use it in medical technology as well. I'm not suggesting it's going to be the easiest thing, but the essence of this conference is, if they push to we need to recycle more, this is not a good outcome. We really have to reduce the amount of plastic. There's tremendous harms, and if we don't, it's going to double and quadruple in the years ahead. The plastic industry is just exploding. It's really not coming down at all, and we're all paying the price for it.
What do we replace it with? I think a lot of people look and they go, they want to help, they want to do something, but it's so ubiquitous to us. What do we replace it with?
Well, there are, it's a long list of emerging technologies that are coming out, and there could be some things that are very hard to replace initially, but generally there are replacements. We need a lot more research on how the replacements can be done. But, you're seeing companies, when you go for coffee and things like this, a lot of, small things that used to be plastic are no longer. It's not the end of the world. It can be done. Will it be tricky? Will it drive up costs? It may temporarily, but it definitely can be done. And we have so many environmental calamities, but really we've got this one, which is pollution. We've got biodiversity loss, and we've got climate change. And we tend to lose track of this one, and we tend to see plastic as more of an eyesore than anything else. It's far beyond that. And again, and I purposely repeat, I wish people from the health sector were much more vocal in this debate, because we're paying for it in our health as well.
Okay, Kerry, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
Kerry Bowman is a bioethicist.